Hi, everybody. Welcome back to That's Debatable. Today, we're going to tell a retail story. This one has a cute ending, so I like telling the ones that don't end so miserable, but I'm excited about this one. So let's get into it. So, obviously, I feel like by now, everybody should know I worked at Jamba Juice. And it was one of those like high school jobs that you get when you work in the mall. Like, I deadass was just like, I'm a teenager who works in the mall. And I guess the mall brings everybody. It brings all different types of people, all walks of life, old, young, new, whatever, newborns, dogs, cats, doesn't matter. Um, and one specific time, I remember I getting yelled at is something that like I'm just at this point just used to. Like it's nothing crazy to me. But when I first started working, I obviously was a teenager, angry, having a job at the mall. And I got yelled at so bad one time that by a grown man over a smoothie that I was just like, I can't believe this happened to me. And it being one of my first jobs, I didn't realize like you're not allowed to talk back. But that's the thing, like you're just not allowed to talk back. You're at work, they're not. Like they can pretty much say whatever you want. Whatever they want to you, you are the one that has to kind of keep your composure because you're working. And I didn't even know what it was. I think it was just sitting at the register like I always do. And some guy comes up, grown man, grown man. When I say grown, I mean grown, like too old to be doing this. And, it's me with my pigtails because I had like big pig. I used to love the pigtail look. Don't know why. I was like 16, 17, like, girl, think I don't do it anymore. But yeah, pigtails, white eyeliner, living my best life. And some guy comes up and he's like, "Can I get a strawberry whirl?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, whatever." Da, da, da. And he's like, "But can you put like this and this into it? I want collagen in it. Can you put whey protein in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, whatever." Modifying the crap out of it. And I'm like, "Okay." And I don't remember if it's a strawberry roll. I don't think it really matters. But a lot of the drinks at Jamba Juice have dairy in them because they have ice cream in them. That's what makes it so sweet. Whenever people think that Jamba Juice is healthy, it's not healthy at all. Those drinks, there's one specific drink that has like over 1,000 calories in it. It's a peanut butter mood. Don't get that if you're on a diet. Like I've heard so many people like, "Oh, I'm on a diet. Let's go to Jamba Juice." I'm like, girl, unless you get a juice. Obviously, if you get a juice, it's freshly squeezed, whatever. But even then. So I'm making his drink. Keep in mind, man added like collagen, whey protein in it. Wanted to add like an extra fruit in there, and I was like, okay, cool, great. He did not mention he did not mention anything about taking the dairy out. Nothing. Not one word came out of that. If anything, he added dairy by adding the whey protein in there. So I make his drink, and I'm like, "Here you go, sir. Have a good day. Like, live your best life." Man walks away. It's casual. It's fine. Maybe like 30 seconds later, a minute later, man comes back furious. And he's like, "Is there dairy in this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a strawberry whirl. It says it on the menu. Like there's ice cream in it." And he goes, "I told you no dairy." And I was like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "You literally just didn't." I was like, "Sir, no, you didn't." He's like, "I'm allergic to dairy." And I was like, "How would I know that?" I was like, okay. Thank you. I was like, "Thank you for the piece of information, but you should have told me that at the register, not now. Now I know about your allergies. I'm allergic to bananas if we're just throwing things out there." And he's like, "You put dairy on this on purpose." And I was like, "Are you trying to say I'm trying to kill you?" I was like, "I'm not an assassin, sir. I don't have a hit out on you." And I was like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "You did not tell me." I was like, "I can remake it for you if you want." I was like, "With no dairy, but you told me to put whey protein in it. You know whey protein has dairy in it." He goes, "You didn't tell me that." And I was like, "I didn't realize I have to tell you all the ingredients that are clearly listed on the menu." I was like, "Sir, what?" I was like, I'll remake it. I'll remake it." He's like, "I already drank half of it." And I was like, "It's been a minute." I was like, "It's literally been 60 seconds and he did drink half of it already." And I was like, "Sir, sounds like you like dairy a little bit too much." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I was like, "I don't know. So what's going to happen here? Are you going to explode?" Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm like, "Oh my God. Okay." Are you gonna die? I was like, we have an EpiPen. I don't know if that really works like that. I was like, but I don't know where your allergy. He's like, you don't understand. You like this is gonna ruin my whole day. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, do you want water? I was like, I can give you water. I don't know what we don't have a bathroom. I was like, or you want to use the bathroom? I guess you can use the bathroom. There's like a safe one there, I guess. I don't know. I just don't know what's gonna happen to you right now. And now I'm scared. Are you okay? And he's like, what the hell? He starts yelling. He starts throwing things. And I'm like, oh my God. Clearly you are allergic to dairy. It just clearly makes you very aggressive. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. He throws the napkin, like banister, like not banister thing, like little holder that we have, throws it on the ground. And I'm like, oh, so I get it. Whenever he has dairy, he turns into the Hulk. I understand now. All right. This man's about to turn green. I'm like, oh my God. And next thing you know, man's throwing the drink. He's like, I need something else. Why wouldn't you say that it has dairy? Like, I don't understand. He's like, are you stupid? And I was like, sir, you're mean. I was like, I don't like this energy you're giving me. And maybe dairy is an aggressor for you, I guess. I was like, I'm so sorry, but it literally says it on the menu. So I'm not stupid. Somebody clearly can't read. When I say that, man flips out. He's like, are you calling me dumb? And I was like, you called me dumb. So yeah, I'm going to call you dumb back. I was like, you can't read? If you have an allergy, and it's like peanuts, it's literally like peanuts. If you have an allergy to peanuts, I've seen some of my friends have allergies to peanuts. They read everything. They're like, all right, make sure it doesn't have any peanut oil, make sure it doesn't have any this, because it's up to you to make sure that you're not eating your allergy. And obviously, if I'm your friend, I know, okay, yeah, he can't have this. But you're not my friend, sir. You're a stranger. Why would I know your allergies? So he's like, because that's something that everybody should ask. If you did it. And I'm like, so now you're getting mad at society? I'm so confused. And now it's my fault. He's like, because if just to prevent stuff, like always ask if you have any allergies. They always ask. And I'm like, this is a Jamba Juice in a mall. You think that we really care? Like, this is not Olive Garden. Not everybody is family here. I don't care. Get your drink and leave. I'm so sorry. And I was like, sir, you sound ridiculous. I was like, you sound ridiculous. You called me stupid. That's rude. Do you want another drink or not? I was like, because clearly I don't know what's about to happen. You might yourself for all I know. I don't know. Or like you might do kakis in your pants. And I don't want to be here for it. I just want you to get out of my face. I was like, you're being crazy. He's like, where's your manager? And I was like, literally the 17-year-old right next to me is the manager. Say hello. So then he explains it, and he was like, essentially blaming me and saying that I have a hit out against him. And he's like, I told her I have a dairy allergy and she still put dairy in it. Like that could be a lawsuit. Like I'm severely allergic to dairy. And I said that, and my 17-year-old manager was like, I was standing right there. You didn't say that you have a dairy allergy. So they're like, all right. He's like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So they checked the cameras. Never said it. And then he's like, and also, sir, why would you add whey protein into it knowing that you have a dairy allergy? And he's like, because I didn't add it. I didn't add it. And I was like, why would I lie? Oh my God. And the guy was like, she tried to kill me. Da, da, da. And I was like, oh my God, now I'm a murderer. I'm a dumb murderer now, apparently. Like that just tried to kill you with dairy. Next thing you know, oh shit, I'm going to pull milk out from my bag and just throw it at you. Like, and you're going to erupt. And I'm like, okay. So the guy's like, I want another smoothie. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, and I was like, okay, well, clearly, I mean, obviously allergies are real, but you've been standing here for like 15, 20 minutes complaining about like how you're going to die. And I'm like, you seem fine. You're angry, but you seem fine. And I go to make him the smoothie and he's like, I don't want her to touch it. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, like I'm just going to sprinkle in milk into it. Like just for giggles. So then I'm standing there, my manager is making it and he's like, sir, this has no dairy in it. It's just water. Also the drink is made with milk. It literally says it on the menu, like milk, strawberry, banana, ice cream. It literally says it. So he's like, this was made with water, with strawberries, like banana, you're good. No dairy in it. Walks away and he's like, you're a stupid bitch. And I'm like, I'm 17. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Well, that's mean. And I was like, you. Like mad loud in the middle of the mall. Like everybody stopped. Everybody's heads turned. All you hear me is just be like, yo. I was like, you're stupid. Whatever. And then my manager obviously has a conversation with me. They're like, you can't say that. And I was like, if somebody is being rude to me, I can't defend myself. And he was like, there's a difference between defending yourself and like just blatantly cursing them out. Like you can't curse at the guest. You could throw a blender at them though. So I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. And I was like, well, that's real. And I was kind of shooken up because this is a grown man getting in my face. And the way that the Jamba Juice worked at that point, it's the register, there's a space here, and then like where the smoothies are made. So if people want to walk behind, they're more than able to. So when I say that and like I'm arguing back with this guy, I'm like, he starts inching towards the back and starts inching towards like where we walk in. And I'm like, oh my God, wait. This grown man, he's at least in his 30s, is about to walk behind this counter and punch me in my face. All because of the fact that I tried to kill him because of dairy. And I'm like, now I'm getting scared. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. All right. Because I forgot to say that before he walked away, he did try to walk into the counter. And the manager's like, you can't come back here. You can't come back here. He goes, no. I need to say something to you. And I'm like, what can you say? What do you have to say to me that you can't say from across the counter? Why do you have to come behind the counter where the blenders are? And I know this is a lethal weapon. I know. I've used it before. Like, don't. So now I'm getting scared because I'm like, oh my God. He's going to punch me in my face and I'm going to be like the Jersey Shore, except there's no cameras, so I can't make a career out of this. So great. Amazing. He's going to punch me in my face. He's for real going to punch me in my face. They end up like having to be like, you have to move back. We don't want to have to call mall security, as if mall security is going to do something. Like, please. And he's like, whatever. He gets his drink. He leaves. We have our little altercation. Calls me a stupid bitch. Tell him, F you. And I go to the back and I'm like sitting there and I'm kind of shooken up because I'm like, I don't think anybody likes when a grown man gets in your face and starts yelling at you. And like, it feels very not safe. I'm in a danger zone now and you're walking into my bubble and I don't like it and I don't appreciate it. It doesn't make me feel sweet. So I was like kind of recollecting myself. Everyone's asking if I'm okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, but I don't like, what was that for? Like, I don't understand. I don't get how people can be so hostile towards like people that are working. Like that just never clicked with me. Even when I was serving tables, like I was like, what is the point of getting so angry at somebody when they're just doing their job? Like, especially if they're just not like, I understand if somebody's giving you an attitude, like that's annoying, that's aggravating, that's happened to me before where I'm like, it's not my fault that you're working. Like, it's not my fault. You shouldn't take it out on me. But if they're just literally standing there doing nothing, and you give them attitude, like it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm telling them, I'm like talking to my coworkers and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand that. Like that, I don't get that. I was like, I don't get that. This is just like stupid. And I was like, and honestly, like I just didn't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I kind of want to go home. Like, I kind of feel like I'm going to cry now. I was like, I now have anxiety. I was like, this isn't making me feel good. So they sent me home and like genuinely, I was like shooken up. I was like, I can't believe that happened to me. And I was like, first of all, he called me a murderer. Wrong. Second of all, he tried to walk behind the counter. And I don't know what he was going to do behind the counter. And third of all, he called me a stupid bitch. And I was like, so what? I was like, this is whatever. So I go home and I'm like, whatever. It's another day, another dollar. It is what it is. Life goes on, right? A couple days pass and I see him again. And he walks into like the store, but you don't really walk because it's like a storefront, so it's not like you have to walk in. And I'm like, instantly, I was like, oh my God, I got anxiety. I was like, I got anxiety, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's gonna come over here to try to like revenge his dietary needs, I guess. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. I don't know what day he had. He probably did not have a great rest of his day. In accordance to him, things were gonna happen. So now he's probably going to come back and like be like, tell me about his day and maybe even me. I don't know. Maybe he put it in a cup, threw it at me. People are crazy. I don't know. But I'm scared. And now I'm like, oh, and the worst part is it was in the morning. So there was only two people that opened. It was me and somebody else. And that person was in the back. So now I'm alone on the floor. And again, pigtails on. And he comes over and he's like, what's your name? And I was like, Emily. He goes, you're the girl that I called the super the other day, right? And I was like, yeah. She is present. And I was like, I am the super in the story. And he's like, just nods his head, silent for like 20 seconds. And I'm like, we don't have a 911 button. We don't have like one of those little buttons underneath. Like, I don't know I was literally, so I'm looking around to see like if there's anything like, because if this man launches at me, I have to be prepared with anything. The only thing available was a pen. And I was like, all right, I'm going to grasp onto this pen as hard as I possibly can, and tongs, like to grab like the little waffles from the thing. So I'm like, maybe if I just, and now I'm really thinking like a murderer now. Because now I'm like, oh my God. He's just standing there and he's nodding. And he's like, can I tell you something? And I was like, yeah. Girl, what are you going to tell me? I hope it's a secret. And he's like, that day was a really big letdown for me. And I was like, okay. It's like, oh my God. I'm sorry. And I was like, wait, now I'm confused. And he's like, it was a really big letdown for me. Stuff is happening in my life. And I was like, okay. I'm still holding on to the tongs. And I'm like, I don't know if he's going to turn around and be like, stuff is happening in my life and now stuff is about to happen in yours. Boom. That's all I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Like, can I get you a smoothie? And he's like, no, I don't want a smoothie. I didn't come for a smoothie. Don't want that. What I wanted to do was tell you I'm sorry. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, me? I was like, you're sorry. And he goes, yeah. I've been thinking about that altercation that we had. And I didn't tell you that I had a dairy allergy. I should have. Things happened before I got to the store and I was just very on edge. And I thought, you know what, let me get myself a nice little treat. And obviously it didn't go the way that I wanted it to. And I took it out on you. And me being a grown man, I should have never spoken to you like that. I should have never threatened you like that. It wasn't your fault. And I'm genuinely sorry. Like, I'm very disappointed in myself and in the way that I acted. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, slay boots tea. I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's really nice. And I'm really happy for you. I'm not apologizing though. And in my head, I was like, I'm not apologizing. But the guy was like, what's your name? And I was like, again, my name is Emily. And at that point, I didn't have my name tag. And he was like, okay. And he takes out a $5 bill. And he's like, do you have a Sharpie? I was like, yeah, the one in my hand. I was like, but that's my weapon. I was like, oh my God, what if he's trying to get me like defenseless? Just like, haha, gotcha, ass. Boom. And I'm still on edge. I'm like, I don't know what this man's going to do. And he's like, can I get it? And I'm like, I guess. So I give him the Sharpie. And he writes my name. My name now legally is Emily, which is funny because my tag is at Emily with an E. The people who only ever use Emily, Emily, has been my family. So my family and my boyfriend, because that's another episode for another time of what my actual name is. But yeah, so my family is the only ones that really ever used it, because that was technically my first legal name. But my name got changed a whole bunch of times. But at that point, everybody just knew me as Emily with the I, Emily. So he writes it down and he's like, writes something on the $5 bill and he hands it to me. And he's like, I just want to say again, Emily, I'm so sorry. I'm disappointed in myself and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I know this won't make up for it. And I hope you weren't too like taken aback or scared or anything, but here, this is for you. And I get the $5 bill and it says Emily, but Emily. And I was like, I've never had somebody come back and be like, I mean, I've had it a couple times, but like the genuine disappointment in his face, I was like, oh, it's not that serious. Like, it's okay. Like, I mean, yeah, I was a little like shook and they sent me home, but I got a free day out of it. Like I got to leave work, so it's fine. It all works out. And I still have the $5 bill because I put it up in my room. And I was like, sometimes some people just have bad days, and that's okay. And I don't know, I guess I put it up in my room as a reminder. And then when I was making the account, I was like, I want people to know I'm Latina, but like, I don't really know. I don't want to use EMILY. And then I saw the $5 bill and I was like, some random guy didn't know me at all. And typically the way to spell Emily isn't with the E. That's not how people typically do it. So that's why my name had to get like legally changed. But he did. And I was like, that's really weird. And anytime I say it, I use it as like a sign from the universe. Because I remember when I made the account and I was like, oh, well, why don't I just use the E? I was like, it's a little different. And it's still up there on my wall. And I remember when I made the account, I saw it and I was like, I'll just use the E. So it kind of had its little like full circle moment of just like, whoa, yeah, my name is Emily with an E. And I was like, and that's how she was born, I guess. And I mean, she was born with the name, but like the whole full circle of deciding what my name was going to be online came out of like me looking at that $5 bill after a guy calling me a murderer. So I mean, hey. But yeah, it was a little crazy, but it's also a nice reminder to have on my wall of just like, things happen. I might be a murderer and you can kill people with dairy. And that's what that reminds me of. No, I'm kidding. It's not. But yeah, no, it's really cool. I never used it. And I was like, all right, well, I guess it'll follow with me. And yeah, that was the story. That was the story of when I tried to kill somebody with dairy. And I didn't. So when people started going in the comments, are you crazy? That's a real allergy. I know it's a real allergy. He just didn't tell me about it. So yeah, moral of the story, tell people if you have allergies. I can't read your mind. Especially, that happens all the time in the service industry too, where somebody will eat something and they're like, is there gluten in this? I'm like, well, yeah, it's bread. And they're like, I'm allergic to gluten. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Oh my God. Like, why didn't you say that? So always make sure you always tell people if you have allergies, especially if they're like severe ones. Like, I feel like people with peanut allergies really got it on lock. Like, they're really good about it. They're very good about it. They're like, I have a peanut allergy. Tell me everything in it. But other people, I guess, I don't know. Dairy people, gluten people, y'all need to get better about it. Because the peanut people got y'all. They carry EpiPens with them. Like, I don't know. Some people, y'all gotta start carrying porta potties with you. I don't know. I don't know what you need to do. But y'all need to make sure that other people know if you have an allergy, especially if it's severe. But I'm really appreciative for that man. I'm sure it probably wasn't an easy thing to go home and have to tell his friends, I yelled at a 17-year-old little girl because she put dairy in my smoothie. So I'm sure he was probably a little embarrassed. But it took a lot for him to come back and really be apologetic. And especially $5 at 17, I was like, I'm rich. Got it. But yeah, that was a story. And again, appreciative for that man. And be nice to your service. Always be nice, be kind to your service industry workers. And also tell people if you have a god allergy. That's it. Just tell them if you have an allergy. It's not that crazy. I'm sure we can then do something. Now, if they purposely put something in it afterwards, after you tell me you have an allergy, then yeah, they try to kill you. Then you can say that. But always make it known. But that's it for today's episode. I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, slay, sliv, slove. I'll see y'all. Bye.